Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host,
Dulcé Sloan!
I can't do that.
Oh, it's because your tongue won't roll.
I remember when I was editing, I was like, oh, I can't do my R's. This is like a whole thing where you're like, you should do it. I'm like, I don't know how to do it.
Because it's like, oh, it's not cultural appropriation. You literally just can't make it.
I just cannot. I cannot.
You can't.
I can't.
My mom can't either.
It's hard.
You know, this is genetic too.
I can do that. I can do that.
See, that I never believed, though.
I feel like it's kind of strange that people won't be able to do that. Anywho.
Who found this out? So, I can say that so on Sunday, what did we do? We're going to do a quick little catch up before we hop into it.
We went on Saturday and Sunday.
We went on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
We went to the Belly Laughs Comedy and Food Festival.
Yes, in Los Angeles.
Yes, and so it was
the first ever. It's an Asian American comedy festival, right?
food.
First year, right? Yep.
And so we were there on Saturday, and it was me just taking various items from my friend.
Yes. We loved Din Tai Fung.
So we loved
we
Din
love
Tai
Ranch
Fung.
99.
Shout out to Din Tai Fung because they were feeding everybody. Fed me for 2 days straight. Shout out to Andrew Ofolo and 99 Ranch Market. And then there was like a cognac company, and Kim Chi's makeup was there.
Yep.
There was all kind of.
We have to thank Jason. Jason Cheney.
We have to thank Jason Cheney, who is the sweetest man.
Oh, he was lovely.
He was the sweetest man who gave me some nice words of encouragement. And then he was just fun to hang out with.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday we saw a giant tuna get cut up. We saw $30,000 tuna. I didn't know people were paying car prices for fish.
Yeah, I mean they're expensive.
We had Basil, the best burger.
Okay, Holy Basil.
Holy Basil,
an amazing Thai restaurant in Atwater Village, like down the street. That was literally the most delicious burger I've ever had in Los Angeles. Actually, one of the best burgers I've ever had
in life.
In general, in life. I'm not even kidding.
I'm 42 years old. It was one of the best burgers I've ever had. To the point that when we were leaving, I yelled because like, everybody was intense.
So good.
And I was like, "Who's making this burger?" And the guy turned around and was like, "Me." I said, "The Lord done bless your hands, young man." Because that burger you just made, let me tell you something. The Lord gonna bless your family for 1,000 generations.
So that
if you
burger,
cooking like that.
So we asked them. It's only available on Mondays.
Mondays, yes.
Yeah, Monday evenings at Holy Basil.
I'm there. Because the burger was.
That was really good.
It was too good. And I only had half of it. I actually only had a quarter of it because it was 2 layers. So Mr. Thomas got one, he had cut it in half. Oh, and then I had the top layer because I can't eat anymore.
The bottom.
Right. And so you had the bottom. So it was like peppers. It was delicious. And then we had, what is it? Yum Slut was the Lao street food place with that delicious chicken.
I don't know the name, but I know it's Lao.
It was Lao street food.
Laos food, yes. And
then we had,
that was really good chicken.
That was really good.
That was
really
really
like,
good.
how y'all season?
That was really,
I would buy
really
some bamboo
good.
and stick it in between.
Yeah.
That food was really good. But the show was good. Margaret Cho got a great set. Jenny Yang had a great set.
Everyone did
had a
great.
great set. It was at the Peacock Theater. Everybody did great. Bobby Lee had a great set. It was great to see. Asif Ali was so funny, but Asif was like, "Are you doing a spot?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Why not?" And I was like, "I don't think I fit the criteria."
I was like, it's an Asian American.
It's American.
festival.
Why are you asking me this? And Nimesh asked me the same thing. And it's like, but comics are just like, spots are spots. So,
Anyway, okay.
but it was fun to hang out. But in today's drama chase, we're
Yes.
diving into episode 7 of Marry My Husband.
So I just wanted to say, this episode was one of, it felt like a setup episode. We can go into it a little bit later, but
Okay.
like, I was like, oh, because I think the previous episode is just like action after action.
Because the end of the episode is when they find out. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so I did Amanda Steele's podcast like last week. And so I started her watching the show. And she's been texting me different moments from the show.
Yeah.
And she was watching this episode, I think on Saturday.
Yeah.
And she texted me one of the key moments.
Yeah.
About the key moment.
Yeah.
About the end episode 6. So she texted me while we were at the festival and said, "He went back in time too." So like it was like the mind blown picture. And she was like, "Ah," and I was like, "Yes." When you find out they both go back in time. So then once you get to that,
Yes.
then as the viewer, you're like, So we have the key moments of Jihyuk meets Jiwon's dad in the magic taxi.
In the magic taxi.
And he doesn't have to disguise himself because you don't know her daddy.
Yeah.
The meal kit project gets reassigned. This is the slush fund.
It's a slush fund.
This is a slush fund.
This is our slush fund.
The meal project, aka the slush fund. UNK marketing team go camping on a company retreat.
They never work. They legit never work.
But once I heard they were going on a company retreat, I was like, oh, this is when the shit happens. Because it's either company retreats or Christmas parties.
Oh, yes.
Is when it goes down. And then Jihyuk reveals his tattoo to Jiwon.
It's
as soon as I saw that tattoo, I was like, how long is it going to take for her to see this tattoo? When is he going to see the money? When is he going to, because like he didn't know why he had it.
It's like there's a lot that is uncovered in this episode, but yes. I just felt like, I think in the past, like the pacing, again, we talk about pacing a lot in this drama, but I feel like it was going full throttle for a while.
Yes.
So they kind of needed to like take back and like slow the tempo a bit, which they definitely did with this. So it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It was like, I enjoyed it, but it just felt like there was a lot of like, they were like cramming a lot of setup in. Like they were adding a lot of things where I guess the next couple episodes are going to kind of dive into. So it felt like it held my attention, but there are moments where I would kind of like drift in and out.
Yeah, this episode
Do you
felt
know what
like
I mean?
It was like somebody was like, shit, we only have this. It's like this episode felt like, because it's in the middle of the series, right?
Yes.
And so we're dead in the middle. And so it's like we've started establishing who she is, her makeover. Jihyuk's makeover. We hate Soomin. We hate Min-hwan. Eunho, something might happen. I'm tired of Eunho at this point.
I feel like they're doing Eunho dirty. Like this now, he's just like this random device now, and you're also, like,
and then it gets worse. So like when we start getting further into like this episode, then it's just like, just leave the man alone.
I know.
Just leave him the alone.
Exactly.
And then the introduction of the handsome security man.
Oh yes, Seokjun. Yeah.
First of all,
I don't mind that.
Oh,
I don't mind Seokjun and Jooran. That little like line, I'm like, okay, this is nice.
I like this, but it's like, okay, so maybe with them coming in, Eunho can finally leave.
So again, I think that the screenwriter did an excellent job. Again, she was the engineer. She's very methodical.
Right.
She set it all up.
Right.
So I guess you're right. It is the midpoint. So again, it's like we're going to introduce new characters. Maybe other characters are going to take a little bit of a back seat. And then that propels the story forward.
Right.
But okay, so.
Opening scene.
Yes. So we open back on the roof, but it's magically dark.
It's always nighttime.
Because they were talking about BTS. And it was kind of like light out. And then
but it was like a sunset situation.
That's true. But it's all of a sudden dark. And basically, Jiwon tells Jihyuk that her plan is to have Minhwan marry Soomin, right? If that doesn't happen, she's going to die, you know? And she says, the inevitable will happen. So he's like, okay. And then Jihyuk tells her that he was the one who sent Eunho to their high school reunion because he attended her funeral.
She was like, how was it?
Oh, this part made me really sad.
That part, I thought it was hilarious.
Well, in the beginning, she was like, how was it? And then he goes, he was like, actually, it was super sad. He gets super emo. I mean, also, Jihyuk is really emo throughout all the next two episodes, just like little sad man. Well, I brooding, there's brooding man. Less than a Darcy, more like a Heathcliff, like
Heathcliff the cat?
No, Emily Bronte.
What?
Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff, the character.
Girl, all the Heathcliff I know is Heathcliff,
yes.
Good.
Yeah, no, are you,
Wuthering
Heights.
The neighborhood.
We had to read it in high school, no?
Heathcliff, be all done. Terrorizing.
He's a character. He's the romantic lead in Wuthering Heights. And he's just very like, meh,
So Mr. Darcy is proactive. And this Heathcliff individual
he's just like a really like emo guy.
Okay, so this means he does nothing but sit there and be sad.
He's just brooding.
I don't think I had to read Wuthering Heights in school.
I feel like you would like the Bronte sisters.
Is this like another Jane Austen situation?
Yeah, it's another version of Jane Austen. No, I feel like you would like it.
Little Women was my limit.
Little Women?
Little Women. Also, did you see the Korean drama Little Women? It got so sad.
That's what I'm saying.
I couldn't finish it.
Too much for me.
It was too much for me. She asked how my funeral was.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was well attended. And she's like, no, it wasn't.
He says it was well attended and there was regret all around. And then she gets, did you notice? This is what made me sad. She got emotional and you could see like tears welling up. Park Min-young, her acting is good.
It's great.
This episode, I'm like, okay. There's a lot of just like, oh, I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. You can see like
Let me tell you something.
the pools of water, like just, you know.
As an actor, right? If you're not an actor who can cry based off of the scene,
Yeah.
right? And you have to, and they have to do something to induce crying. They have something called a tear stick. So what it is that's like, it looks like lipstick, but it's mentholated. And what it does is it irritates your eyes.
So you start crying.
So you start crying.
Oh, interesting.
And so
maybe she had that. She was like,
she couldn't have.
okay.
Because that's how I know good acting. Because if you can just let it sit, you're sitting there acting, you're sitting there talking, and it's just sitting, that's acting. Because a tear stick, if your eyes irritated, there's nothing you can do.
This entire episode,
ass off. But I get it. I can say that when they go to the flashbacks of the funeral, I don't think anyone was actually sad. I know they felt bad.
I think he was sad.
He was
the only one genuinely sad.
He was sad. Other people regretted how they treated her.
Yeah, Eunho was sad.
Eunho was sad.
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. You know, I'm trying to read the webtoon as well, but I just don't have full capacity to read it all the time. But the other night I was reading. This is interesting. It kind of deviates, right? Little things. And I'll like keep you updated as I read, like what changes. But the bullies actually calls Jiwon right after the discovery at the high school reunion. So they actually apologized to her, a sincere apology. They're like, we're really sorry for treating you poorly in the past. We realized it was all Soomin's fault. We're so sorry. And they're like, we understand if you can't take our apology. Like, if you don't want to talk to us again, we completely understand. So there was a bit of closure there, which I like appreciated. So that was something that was kind of different.
But I do think as a screenwriter, if you don't give that closure, then that gives you an opportunity to bring them back.
Yeah. And I think like...
They come back.
Do they come back?
They come back.
They come back?
But if you bring them back again, then that gives them another time to... It gives you other opportunities to use them. And then maybe later on, while you're doing your wrap-ups, because nothing loves a wrap-up like a Korean drama, except the one that I watched about the draws. It loves a wrap-up.
Okay.
So instead of giving them, instead of after the reunion calling her, you give them episode 12, 13, 14,
they like
15,
pop up again.
And pop up and be like, hey girl, sorry.
Yeah.
And then the actress has got to work another day on set. So, but I know she was like, lies, no one cared. Oh. And which I was sitting there and my mom was like, and I was like, yeah, ain't like that girl. So now we're in Jihyuk's apartment. Yeah.
So Jihyuk's like, why don't we continue this conversation at my place? He doesn't say it like that, but you know.
But it's
she's all like in the car. She's like, like, where are we? Is this his house? And I'm like, duh, he's inviting you to his house.
Well, but that's what I don't understand is why he invited her to the house. Why didn't he just try to feed her again? Why'd they go to the house? Oh, because she had to meet the cat?
Meet the cat. And now we gotta kind of open it up a bit.
Right.
There's been a lot. So there's so many they have these random run-ins.
Yes.
Which I will complain later in the
episode. And honestly, they're not that random because he sets all of them up.
He's a creep.
He's not because we like him.
Yes, he's a handsome creep.
He's a handsome creep.
So they go to his apartment, and of course they see the cat. Pang's there. The little they call him a cheese tabby.
Instead of an orange tabby.
They call him a cheese tabby. And in Korean they're like, oh, it's a cheese tabby.
I can say
such a cute name. No?
I'm watching Night Flower, which I think what we should do is maybe like this, do like a little like our own personal, maybe of like, hey, I watched this show and these are the things that I loved about it.
Yeah.
So I love Night Flower because I love the actress on it. But I realized watching the historical ones, it's funny. I can pick up stuff on the historical shows more than in the modern shows. So I learn a word for something. So it's like I was watching one today, and he was saying madam, and I was like, oh, he didn't say that. He said old boy's wife. Because, you know, sometimes when they translate it to English.
Chesushi?
Yeah, so something like this. Or it was Pui. It was like the old.
Puin means wife.
Right. Before that wasn't the word he was using to refer to her. And now that her husband's come back, now they're using that word. I'm like, he didn't say madam. He said old boy's wife. And so now, like, even like I said, I don't speak it, but I can recognize patterns. But because the older Korean's much easier to understand with this newer Korean. So this is the fate discussion.
Yes.
Right? And so, because the whole show is about someone changing their fate, right?
And they're trying to like understand the mechanics of the time travel. What can be altered? Is there like a true butterfly effect? Like what does this all mean, right?
Because that burn, Jiwon is like, so Jihyuk's like, why didn't you run away? Why didn't you come back?
Yeah, why can't you run away, right? Yeah.
And Jiwon explains like running away is impossible. Fate is going to be, you can't be avoided. Because first of all, she didn't have the money to run away.
Yeah, she says financial, like for financial reasons. She's like, you need money.
You got to work. If you're going to flee, you need coins. Yes. That's why we need to respect anybody who had to flee a country to go to another country.
You still,
Because a lot of times when you have to flee for your life,
yeah,
you don't always have the means, but you have to get the hell up out of here.
Right. And that's what caused Jiwon to start investing, right? Because she's using the whole, like, it's not even insider trading, what do you even call it? But like she's using the knowledge of the future, right? To buy stocks so she can make money.
I thought about this. If I went back in time.
Oh, what would you buy?
I'm not paying attention now.
Oh.
What could I have bought 10 years in the past? I would have to go 20 years in the past.
Oh, no, there's a list. First off, we would buy Netflix. When it fucking crashed, you buy all of it. The whole fucking lot is what you do.
Well, 10 years ago. So
that thing is like at $1,300 right now.
Well, 2015 Netflix, they still had, it was the red box. It looked like a box.
That's what I'm saying. But you remember even during COVID, I mean, in hindsight, in COVID, I think people bought, but like when that's when, you know, everyone should go.
But there's so many things like it's like stocks. I can't think. I'm just like, I don't know, Enron. Like I can't think.
No, you would have not bought Enron. That would have been problematic. But like, yeah, you would have just bought like Apple stock. You would have bought Tesla stock before. But you would kind of know when to, you know.
Things you hear about.
Yes.
All right. So anyway, so like there's the financial freedom thing. And then what I loved is the burn conversation.
Yes.
Because remember she freaked out so much when she saw the burn on his arm because she knew what had happened.
Yeah.
And he didn't know, he just knew his arm got burned.
Yeah.
And so Jihyuk shows his the healed arm, and she explained that she would have gotten that burn.
Yeah.
But since he saved her, the fate shifted from her to him.
Yeah. So whatever happens, so if she avoids something, right? Even if she avoids it, it's going to happen to someone else.
Like, remember she tried to stop hitting her knee.
Right.
And she's like, I was supposed to hit my knee here, and I didn't. I was supposed to hit my knee here, and I didn't. And she hit her knee. Yeah. So that's when we learned that lesson. And now so it shifts to someone else. So she drops her glass, and Jihyuk catches her hand. And then it's kind of like realizing, like, the depth of, like, okay, this is a lot.
I feel like this is when our Jihyuk starts really going this entire episode through his like moody, depressed phase, because I think because he kind of knows this, right? He's thinking about his death a lot because he's like, the whole point, I think he was excited to almost come back, right? Because he's like, I will prevent myself from dying. But here's Jiwon telling him, actually, you can't avoid fate. Like you can't avoid what was supposed to happen. Like if it happened in the future, it's going to happen regardless.
But that's why I don't understand why he got so upset, because she is trying to. So now he showed her. She showed him that it can be moved to someone else. Yeah. So because she was supposed to die.
Yeah. She's trying to move it to Soomin.
And now she's trying to move it to Soomin. And now he's sad. Because he's like, I'm still going to die.
Right.
But it's like, but why are you sad? Because
why can't you just transfer your death to like Min-hwan or someone?
That was my girl what moment. Yeah. That was my girl what moment.
Logic, yeah.
Because if you're going to help her shift hers.
Yes, why are you not?
Why are you upset? Because you can't shift yours. He has nobody to shift it to.
He could shift it to Eunho. He's fucking stalking Eunho. Also, it seemed like this entire episode, I'm like, are they? It was like, Jihyuk was like in love with Eunho, but not really. But
well, because like, And I realized what was going on when you realize what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's basically trying to vet Eunho.
He's vetting him because he's like, okay, so
if she shifts Min-hwan over to Soomin, then she's going to new man. But why couldn't he just be the man?
I know.
What do you mean? Also, get out of this man's job.
Leave him alone. He just opened up a restaurant.
At one
why
point,
are you
he goes,
there?
"Why are you?" In the words of Flo Millie, "Ho, why is you here?" Like truly was like, "Bro, go home. You were at your head is on a dinner plate. Get out of my job."
Did you also notice there was a random, like, he had a random bottle of wine that said, like, drop of tears. A wine bottle was named Drop of Tears. Anyways, but yeah, so he gets emo, right? But then
he gets so emo that he flashbacks to the funeral.
To the funeral, right? So he's at the funeral. He's watching Jiwon's urn go into that little cabinet thing. And he's really sad. It's very Korean. That's what they do. They lock it. They bolt it.
The way he... Girl. But me and my mom both decided that she said to me, like when we were watching the funeral, she's like, this is the funeral I want.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want a body.
Yeah. It's so simple.
I want a body, but like I want it like in the old school way where everybody has to wear white.
Yeah.
I would never ask people. Have you ever gone to church on that first Sunday where you have to wear white?
No, I didn't really I went to like Korean church. It's a little bit different.
Nothing more upsetting than having to wear white. And they're serving soul food. There's nothing to stress you out more.
I can't imagine.
Than being in all white and someone's brought a red velvet cake.
Well, think about eating Korean food when you go to church.
Kimchi and all white.
Kimchi and stew everywhere.
You can't.
You can't.
How? You have to Scotch guard
I
everybody.
mean, I wear a lot of cream and stuff. My God, there are just specks of red everywhere. It does not matter. I like have my shirts and I have my little, what is it? The
blaze? Oh, the shout or whatever?
Yeah, the shout. I have that, but good Lord.
You need a dreft pin. That's what you need. The urn thing, it's so weird because like watching, here's the thing. Death is final, but cremation for me feels so much more final than just putting a body in the ground. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about it. I was like, do I want this? I don't know. But like that shit, for some reason, putting her in that glass box. Because to think about it, there was no one there.
For her.
There was no one there.
Other than.
Because Soomin and Minhwan just got arrested. The mean girls weren't going to come.
Right. And she has like no family.
And she has no family.
And it was literally.
Her mom didn't even come.
Right.
And we don't know where the she even is.
And then Jihyuk's there and he's so sad and he goes to his car.
And the car
it's like
won't
pouring
start.
Rain. And he's like hitting
First
the
of
steering
all,
wheel.
a push to start not starting would for some reason make me so much more mad. Because the number of time I've had like a year.
Yeah, because you have to.
Listen, if I push a button and a car doesn't start, I too would punch a steering wheel. I never want to feel that feeling. Because a car not starting
all like
this.
that now.
Like it's like a car not. Like if you turn a key and it doesn't start, you're like, well, okay.
You know, my Tesla, it was my old Tesla. I sold it.
We got rid
I
of
got
that.
rid of it. You don't even start it.
What you mean? It's just always on?
It's not on. It's just like you just
exists.
Change you shift the gear, yeah, and you don't turn it off. Just go in and out
like a Hot Wheel.
It's pouring rain. He gets out of the car, and then in the distance, a magic taxi comes.
What's it say on the screen in Korean? On
that is pincha, empty car.
Empty
pincha,
car.
Yeah.
So vacant.
Yeah, vacant. And the light goes off when you're
like a taxi.
Like a taxi.
Like a taxi.
So he gets on, and it's Jiwon's dad.
Of course it is.
And Jiwon's dad's like,
so how are you? He's like, I was gonna go home, but I felt like as soon as I saw that light come on out of nowhere, I was like, okay, magic taxi time.
Magic taxi time. And basically,
he was like, I was gonna leave. I was gonna go to bed, but I felt in my spirit that I needed to be out in these streets because I needed to pick up you. Mm-hmm. And so he asked him, what are your regrets? What missed opportunities? Mm-hmm. If you had a second chance. And Jihyuk really doesn't want to tell him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but did you love her? And he's like, oh, she didn't know who I was. But did you love her? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even think you, but did you love her? And he's like, well, I didn't realize after she was gone. And I was sitting there with my mom. And I was like, the number of times that a man has told me that he didn't realize how he felt until I was like, they always realize how they feel when you're gone.
Yeah, at the end, and they come fucking crawling back.
Thank
and
God
like,
I didn't
And you're like,
die.
get away from me. Ugh.
Sir, if it took you this long to appreciate, you couldn't text me anymore and now you get it? Man, fall downstairs. But
So
he
then
asked him
Right.
the magic question.
Yes.
Basically, it's like a rubbing of a lamp.
Yeah.
If you got another chance,
Yes.
what would you do?
Yeah. Will you grab the
Will
opportunity?
you grab the opportunity?
Take
So
the
if you're-
chance.
Take the chance. Take the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
If you got another chance,
Yeah.
would you take the meeting?
Yeah. And then he goes, yes, if I had known I felt I would have protected her, I would take the chance now. And then Jiwon's dad smiles, knowing little smile. And
his
then
heart grew 3 sizes.
right. And then we go back to the present where he's with Jiwon. And then Jiwon's asking him like how he came back. And he's like, and he thinks, and again, this is he keeps on having the flashback of his car crash. I'm just like, oh God.
Which we talked about the car crash and it made no sense.
And he tells her, oh, like I woke up and it was 2013. So he doesn't tell her
That
he
his
died
car flipped.
and that he died.
But she has to know he died. All he said was, I went to sleep. I woke up and it was 2013.
I don't know if she thinks that though.
She has to. She died.
I don't know.
You think she really believed? Because I was like, well, maybe this is the subtitles. Maybe in Korean he says.
He does not tell her how he died. He just says, I woke up.
So he doesn't say, I
He doesn't
died
say-
and I woke up.
no.
He just says, I woke up. Because in my mind, it's like he's trying to say to her, I did die, but I woke up and it was 2013. I think he's alluding to his death, but he's not flat out saying, so my car flipped because I was sad about you. I wasn't paying attention. I hit some water things.
No, he does not say it. He is thinking about it and he says, I woke up and it was 2013. So I think this is where I was just kind
Do
of
you
like,
really think she believes he didn't die? He just went back in time?
I think Chew-on-Yi right now
It's not even
is
thinking
taking
about
everything
that.
in face value. You know what I mean? Like I don't, right. So, okay. So now we flip. We go to UNK. We can go through this quickly.
Next day at work, are they working?
Are they working? That's the question. Okay.
Working hard or hardly working? I think it's hardly
working. So this is a little fun intro to some, they're not new characters, but we're getting a little like, it's time to focus the attention on these two characters, right? So we have Seokjun, who is Jihyuk's grandfather's like right-hand person, who's like the head of strategy of UNK.
And my mama said, he got a haircut, don't he?
He's a good-looking man.
That is a
very
man.
He looks like a man.
He's a fucking man.
He looks like a man.
Sometimes you just like,
He,
it's a fucking man.
yes.
You can't do that every day.
Because also like we're so used to dainty, I feel dainty leads in K-dramas. He's like a man. He's like a sturdy man.
Listen, because I feel like
Every time I think of sturdy, I think of
Tom Hanks on Black Jeopardy. Well, I like a sturdy woman. Because if you ask a Southern man, that's always
Kenan Thompson's like, that's right.
You just see Leslie like, okay. And Sashir like, mm-hmm. But he's like, no, I like a sturdy woman. I was like, yes, sir. Nobody loves.
The best skit of all time.
So fun.
So we have Seokjun, and then we also have Jooran, right? Yang Daeri, Yang manager. And listen, Yang Daeri, she gets a call from her deadbeat husband.
Saying he has a job interview at 7 p.m. And she said, if you're going to lie to me, at least try harder. And my mother's always said, if you're going to lie good.
Right.
She said, what job is doing an interview at 7 p.m.?
And this is the worst part. He's playing video games, and his daughter, who he should have taken to school, is still there. And she's like, have you not taken her to school yet?
And
like,
he goes, leave me alone.
This drama is also a critique on men in general. Like, what is up with these fucking losers? He's another Minhwan.
This is
If
what.
if Jiwon had a baby, this Minhwan would do this.
Honestly, it's a blessing that she didn't have a baby because one, she couldn't have gone back in time.
That's true.
Like we wouldn't have people would not have accepted her leaving her future child to not have a child from this awful man. But it's like, and he's just, and then the little girl's like, Appa, and he's like, what?
He's
like, Appa. He's like, what?
is playing video games. Honestly,
At
video
9
games.
a.m., his daughter's sitting there playing, fully dressed for school.
School.
You can tell she's dressed for school. Her mom did her hair.
Ugh.
And she's like, why didn't you take her to school? And so it's like her life feels like, she's like, why do I have this life, basically?
Yeah.
And so we encounter
So Seokjun comes in, right, in the hallway.
the man.
And then he sees Jooran. Mm-hmm. And it's very clear that they have something there, right? And there's a flashback. Mm-hmm. And basically he tells her, like, I don't like people like you.
But he says, I don't like people like you, but it's because she lets people, like,
walk all over her. Exactly. So that's the connotation. Right? But clearly there's something there.
Yes.
So we are going to hold on to that. Put it in our pocket, back pocket.
Because I'm telling you, because girl, the way that my husband would have an accident, if there was a man in that suit standing in front of me and this dummy was at the house playing video games, he needs to have an accident. It's a goodbye Earl situation. Hey, this is your kimchi. Hey, can I interest you in this kimbap that might taste a little off? Like, I'm giving him something. If
Him
you
and
haven't,
Minhwan
listen,
both.
if you got somewhere to be at 7, don't come back.
Yeah, like literally.
Don't come back.
So
And we could figure this out real fast.
Right.
Girl, if that man was talking to me, I'd be like, I got a husband. Well, I don't have one for long. Give me 30 minutes.
So then we not flash forward. Then we switch back to Jihyuk. Jihyuk is also an alcoholic in this episode.
Because
that man is drinking all the time. So
because he's sad. He think he gonna die and he can't fall in love with Jiwon.
I know. So he wakes up. He slept on the couch again next to a bottle of soju and I guess like cognac or something. Like he has some like, brown looking drink.
There's no way his face doesn't. Soju. I made a mistake one night and mixed soju with like a red wine.
Oh.
Only because it was locked down. Jihyuk discovers that handsome devil, Daddy Man-Face, was transferred to spy on him.
Right. Because
whole HR done rolled up and everyone's like, ooh, HR is here.
Because the meal kit plant imploded in such a crazy way.
I still think they shouldn't have had to destroy all that stuff. All you had to do
don't. Oh, well, they destroyed the old materials. Yes, they had to.
I'd have put it on sale at least.
Oh, my God.
Half the money is better than none of the money.
But could you imagine like a project that you worked on implodes like that? That is like, I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised Greensleeve is still there. They reprimanded him. I'm like, that man would have been out the door.
I'm surprised they didn't find his body. Like, the money that he wasted them, that was millions and millions, billions of won.
Billions,
millions of dollars.
Billions of won.
Billions of won. That's a trillion won club I don't want to be in because that's debt.
Right.
And then old boy comes in and he taunts Jihyuk.
He's like, it's like kind of, it's an interesting interaction because you could tell that Jihyuk doesn't like him, which is understandable.
Because remember, the first thing he does was just like, hey, why you buying these stocks? What you doing?
I know, because the grandfather is spying on him, so he doesn't like that. But then also, Seokjun has Jiwon's like information.
Because everybody can see what high school you went to in the system.
Yes. So he's like, oh, I looked into her. So he's clearly there because everyone knows that he likes Jiwon. So he's there to keep tabs on everything.
And then he says to him, well, she was at your house last night. Is that how she got on this project? And he was like, motherfucker.
I know.
I thought you were spying on me, but I didn't know you were spying on me.
No, he is.
She's like, no, she got this job because she's capable, not because she was at your house last night. The fact that he was literally on some defend her honor type shit, I can get down with that. I hope it's like, one, honestly, it's nice to have someone defending some honor, but you really don't want to be in a situation where someone has to defend your honor.
No.
Because then everyone would be like, that woman's a whore. And you're like, how dare you? Dulcé is a woman of the cloth. So it's like, she's a good Christian woman. But he said he will reassign the meal project.
Yeah.
To Jooran. What is that? How do you say her name? Jooran?
To Yangderi.
But we just saw the little bit of chemistry between you.
I know.
And Jooran.
So why are you sitting here telling this man, oh, are you trying to put you on because you like her? You're doing the same thing, bro.
Sir.
So Jihyuk has to listen to Seokjun, right? So then,
because he does work directly for his daddy and HR, so he can technically fire him.
Right. So Jooran takes lead on the project. And in addition, Jihyuk assigns Minhwan and Soomin to the project.
Because now he knows the plan.
Right. So he's like, they need to be together in order for them to get together. So I'm making this easier for you, Jiwon, right? But
when I cry, we cry, you cry together. Got it.
And then Jiwon's a little annoyed, though, because she chases after him after that meeting. And she's like, hey. And he's like.
Because he had to make
Yes.
on the head.
But he can't tell her that now. I don't think he tells her that now.
He doesn't.
Later.
But we know why. Because old boy's on his back. And he's trying to make sure that she can maintain her honor.
Yes. So then now, Jihyuk, we can really quickly this section because he's brooding, he's drinking again. Then he shows up to Eunho. We talked about that already. Basically, he's stalking Eunho.
He's at Eunho's restaurant again and starts asking him questions, which is interesting to make sure he didn't come back from the past. He's like, well, you know dynamite? And he was like...
He was also drunk, though, so I think maybe that's why. And then Eunho's like, what the is wrong with this person?
He was like, the invention? The Nobel invention? Also, the fact that Nobel's handing out peace prizes, but he invented dynamite. Also, did he really invent dynamite?
Because I don't know.
We know where gunpowder came from.
I have no idea.
So maybe he created the chemical compound. So these Looney Tunes can maybe he invented the compound for TNT. He's like, do you know dynamite? He's like the invention. He's like our spring day. He's at the time between fall. And summer, bro, what do you need? Go home.
And then he passes out.
But he congratulates him and goes, congratulations on your full life.
Oh, yes.
And then his head falls on a plate.
And then he passes out, which is so embarrassing. So he passes out. So Eunho has to call someone on his cell phone, right? So he calls the first number, and it's, of course,
but how does he get to any number?
Because I think he probably was like...
That's why I don't have... I mean, the thing, I'm not around anybody who could hit me with a Face ID. But also, I'm like, I don't need to have this feature on my phone. The thumbprint was bad enough.
So Hyun comes. And Hyun's yapping away. Because, she's just like, oh, my God, my brother. He's also my boss. He also, didn't assign me to this project. I'm really mad at him.
Well, she was like, my boss, my brother. But da-da-da-da-da. And it's like, because she goes, my boss. And was like, and then you can see him go, what? Oh, this is my brother.
My boss and my brother. He got me out of my project. I'm kind of annoyed with him. But I think he's going through a quarter-life crisis. Blah, 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 blah. She's just talking real fast.
Quarter-life crisis!
And then he is like, oh, my God, I remember this girl's voice. And he's like, you're the cheesecake girl.
With the fresh milk from a mountain goat in New Zealand that just gave birth.
The fast cheesecake with the fresh milk from a mountain goat in New Zealand that just gave birth.
My mom can only hear the English dubbing, but I wish she could hear this girl talking in Korean, and it's more fun.
Yeah.
Her excitement to hear it in Korean than it is to hear it with English dubbing.
She's so cute. So she goes home. She takes her brother home. Jiwon calls him. She's working late night. Calls him, but he doesn't pick up. Okay.
Right.
Then next morning, Jihyuk is in true Chevron fashion. He is hunting. He's
shooting clay discs. Pull.
And then he's already drinking.
And
his housekeeper
Yeah.
comes over and she gives him soup. She's like, you need to eat instead of
drinking on an empty stomach.
You're crazy.
Because this is totally, mind you, when I saw him drinking in that restaurant with no food, I was like, this is not how you drink.
He's not a real Korean man.
This is not how a Korean man drinks.
No.
He ain't got no. He's in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And didn't even get no nibbles.
Nope, no nibbles.
He at least could have got a little pajan.
I know, something.
Something. So he's just drinking brown liquor.
He is drinking on a bare stomach. Oh my God, I can't imagine. So, an empty stomach. And then he talks to his grandpa. Very interesting things here. So the grandpa is like, you're a hot fucking mess, bro. You need to stop drinking. What is happening?
Bro.
And he's like, you need to call off your engagement with Yura.
This mysterious woman who's in a newspaper, but they won't show her face. So she's the VP of Cloud Air. And the grandfather is disappointed with his behavior, with the drinking and the fighting and all this other stuff. And he's like, you need to call it off.
Yeah.
But then he's like, but we shouldn't call it off because it would be rude. But you should call it off. And he's like, I don't even know this person. Why are you asking me this? And so the grandpa keeps going back and forth.
No, the grandpa's basically like, basically the grandpa is saying is that I don't want you to end this engagement, but because you're so adamantly against it, you're going to do it. Go ahead and do it, but you need to be kind to her because they're like a family friend. So he's like, just be kind and then we'll figure it out, right?
Right.
So then Jihyuk's like moping again. And then the grandfather's like, hey, when can I meet your girl? Because, you know, all of this is happening because you have this woman that you're pining
So
after.
at least let me meet this woman.
And he's like, you'll never meet her.
Because I'm trying to put my story in 2023. I'm here to protect her, not to be with her. And it's just like, the idea of the protecting is grace, but then this protection with the layer of like sacrificing yourself, that's the thing that bothers me. Because it's like, you like her, why not pursue her? She's changing her fate. Why not change yours? Because the grandpa's trying to give you an out. The grandpa sees that you are miserable because he's like, we should cancel it. Let's be nice to this girl. Let me meet your girl. You should marry her. We said we were going to get married.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to marry her because you have this other girl, you should marry the other girl. And he's like, no, I can't marry the other girl. I can't marry Jiwon. I have to protect her. And the grandpa's like, all right.
So he's being a noble idiot.
Noble.
He's trying to be a noble idiot. Back at UNK because no one is working. They're keeping track of stocks now. So everyone's
not even the ones for their own company.
They're chit chatting and they're like, "Oh my God, Rory Gentle stock is kind of like going up." They're all chit chatting about that, and then Minhwan is upset at Jiwon because he believes that Jiwon made him sell the stock, right? Because Jiwon wanted him to pay her back, right?
From money he stole from her.
Right, exactly. And then Jiwon's excited. So she goes back and she's looking at her stocks. She's like, ooh, like on the computer screen, right? But then Min-hwan calls her and then she closes her screen really quickly. But then, of course, Soomin, sneaky little Soomin is in the back. And
what was she looking at?
Yeah, she goes and she looks and she's like, why did she buy this? And she also buys the stock because Jiwon has it, right? So she buys some.
See, I'm glad. So this is what I thought Soomin was going to do. Mm-hmm. I thought she was going to
tell Minhwan?
No, I thought she was going to go sell her stock because she was in her profile anyway.
Oh, that'd be,
So I thought she was going to be ugly enough to go buy the stock herself.
Commit financial fraud.
Oh, by selling her stock? Oh.
No?
I don't know. I don't know that would have been fraud.
Yeah. It's not her doing it. It's someone else doing it legally. That's fraud.
But how does she prove that it was Soomin who did it? Because I go to say is, I didn't sell it, but it was from your account.
I think they have CCTVs in that office.
I mean, to prove that no one's working.
So then Minhwan pulls Jiwon to the side and
is so mean, talking to her so crazy, calling her dumb, calling her all kinds of stuff.
And then he's like, but I want to take you to dinner. I'm going to take you to that steakhouse that I took Soomin, right?
Right.
And Jiwon in the back of her mind is like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing right now. In the past, whenever he needed money or something from me, he would always like treat me, take me to a fancy place and then make me like, and then ask me for something, right? So she's like,
and then she didn't end up paying.
Right. So she goes, actually, oh, and then he talks about how he doesn't have money right now. So he basically wants Jiwon, like he wants money from Jiwon, right? And Jiwon's like, I just like don't have anything to share with you. Like I just don't have anything. And then he goes, okay, well then I may have to sell my TKU stock, right? The TKU stock, which is important because this stock is the one that crashes, right?
Where like the CEO goes,
yeah, like
flees.
So Jiwon's like, oh no, I need him to keep it, right? She wants him to keep the stock so that he loses everything. So she's like, actually, why don't I give you some money because I took out a insurance policy. I don't know. She has
like an insurance.
She has an insurance policy that she could take money out of, right? So like I can give you that money. And she's like, okay, great. And then she goes, instead of dinner, if I do that instead of dinner, why don't the three of us, including Soomin, go to the park on the weekend, like have a date in the weekend,
like a family picnic.
Yes. So picnic happens, and it made me think of you,
me,
because you said in the previous episodes, you're like, it feels like they're in a throuple.
Yeah.
And this scene was definitely throuple vibes. Mm-hmm. Because at one point she's lying. Like Soomin is in the middle of
and they're all lying on this blanket. Soomin's in the middle.
Also, Jiwon's outfit was nuts. Did you see? It's like that little...
It was cute.
I didn't like the little straps. What was that?
It reminded me of a shirt you'd get from like Rainbow or Dots or something.
I have no idea what was happening.
I love that shirt.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so
weird
cute.
Looking. Her boobs are huge there. She patted him up.
Oh yeah, they're probably padded. I think you think Soomin has big boobs.
I think naturally she probably does.
I think they try to cover them up on her because they don't need her to be that sexy.
I think she naturally, yeah.
That's good.
Good for her.
Got little hippies. And nice.
So, they're at the park, and basically, Jiwon is reminiscing about the past, right, between her and Minhwan, trying to give Minhwan ideas on things to do with Soomin, like teaching her how to ride a bike.
Oh, and then there's like, there's bugs.
And
and he
then
try to
they're,
fight
like,
to get the
freaking
bugs
out.
off. And she's like, oh, she hates bugs as much as I do.
She's literally, it's so funny. She's just trying to like get them to like.
But this
get
also has
together.
to be sad for her. Because even if you know how awful he is going to be, in those, like when she has that memory, she was happy because she didn't realize he was manipulating her.
I know.
She didn't realize that he was basically stealing from her. This was just like, this is what you do with your boyfriend.
Right. I think I don't know if right now, I think her biggest concern is just getting them together, right? I think in the next episode, she kind of feels sadness because we see that. But I think at this point,
She's
I don't
using
know.
her memories to her advantage.
Her mission right now, because right now, I guess in the next episode, we kind of see how that plays out. But right now, her goal is they need to get together. She needs them to.
But at the picnic scene, like when she had that memory of like him shooing the bugs away and then seeing how protective he is of Soomin and shooing the bugs away, you just see her go, yeah.
And I don't think
So it's like, it's not sadness, but it's just like a, okay. Where it's like, I don't know if it's regret or if it's just like a realization, but it's like, it's not a good feeling.
it's confirmation.
Yes.
Confirmation
And that's
of
what I
like.
said to somebody one day. I was like, some questions are for confirmation, some questions are for information.
That's a
Sometimes
confirmation.
you just need like okay, the plan is working, but also my plan is working.
Yeah.
My plan is
So
working.
she gets a call.
And she's like, oh, it's work. What you need? Gotta go.
She
and
runs
Sumin's
off.
like, oh, she even works on the weekend. She's always leaving me.
I know. She's like, I'm kind of sad. I never got to see her. Pout, pout. And then Minhwan's like, do you want to learn how to ride a bike? And they like run off, right? So
Because
they're doing
he
their thing.
taught her how to ride a bike.
She runs off. This is super random. It's actually Eunho calling her, right?
And she's like, oh, sorry. I just had to get out of something. Thank you for pretending you're my job.
And the Eunho's like, oh, like, are you on your way? And she's like, where? What? Where are you? And he is in front of UNK.
But my question
Yes,
is,
this part confused me.
what do you mean? Are you on your way? I didn't know you were going to. She would have been at home.
So at first I was like, did they have a date?
Right.
Did she forget? I don't think they had made a date plan though.
No.
So he's just kind of assuming that she's at work on the weekend. I don't know, but
Also, are you on your way is crazy.
this man is like holding a big bouquet of flowers.
Honestly.
Very sweet, but like a little
I love it.
extra. On a Saturday.
Also, what I didn't like is he brought her all these flowers and then was like, I got to go to work.
This is what I'm saying, that the drama felt filler because I felt like they needed these things to happen. So they're adding random scenes. Like,
Because who sees him?
oh God.
Who sees Eunho?
Of course, Jihyuk at that moment is at work too, and he's walking by the glass fucking windows, and he looks outside, and he's like, "Oh, she's getting flowers," and you're just like, "Jesus Christ!" And of course, fate has it that Jihyuk is at work again. So Jiwon goes up to her office, right, with the flowers, and
Because
then
she's doing something.
I don't even know why she's there. So then she sees Jihyuk, and she's like, goes into his office, and they're like, "Let's have a meeting."
It's Saturday.
It's so
There's no one there.
And then she's basically telling him, she's like, okay, I actually left Soomin and Minhwan on a date, right? So I left them on a date. And then he's telling her, again, filler, just like things that you want the audience to understand what's happening. He's like, okay, by the way, Seokjun is now a part of it. Like he's like managing our department, basically. That is he's the reason why I couldn't assign you lead on the meal kit project.
Because
she's
I
like,
love what
okay.
she says to him, you need to make him your right-hand man.
Right. Oh, then he talks about the future, and he was like, my grandpa really trusts this guy, but in the future, he ends up resigning when I become chairman. So right now, Jihyuk is very sus of Seokjun because he doesn't understand why Seokjun resigned after Jihyuk became chairman. So he feels like there was something. You know what I mean?
Why would he resign?
Yes.
Because he doesn't want to work for him as a chairman?
Right. So
Only
Jihyuk, this is why Jihyuk's a little like...
Oh, because he only wanted to work for Harapuji.
For Harabuji, right. And then Jihyuk tells Jiwon, hey, I'm here for you. You tell me whatever you need.
I'll be there. That's what he said.
Yes. He'll be there. Okay.
He'll be there. Hey, hey. Cute.
Okay.
I love him.
Oh my God. And then there's another.
Get out of this man's job, girl. So Jihyuk goes back to Eunho's restaurant. Mind you, you was up here drunk, and then you was up here drunk again, to where your goofy sister had to come get you, and now he's at the restaurant again.
Oh, this is the drop of tears. There's a bottle of like wine, right, called Drop of Tears, and he tells Eunho, he's like, I'm not gonna drink anymore.
Because now he's got a new mission, because he came out of a restaurant. He's eating because he wants to know more about him and whether he's a player or he qualifies to be solid land. And we know this is a reference to when she was drunk and she was talking about, I feel like I'm in a boat and I need solid land. And so he's sussing out Eunho, trying to make sure he's good enough for Jiwon. And I just want somebody to pop up and just go, hey, he's a second lead. You're in every scene. Calm down. But also, if she is changing... This is what I don't like. It's like he misunderstood the entire conversation. Because if the fate can be transferred, her burn went to you. She's trying to kill Soomin. Why don't you think that you can be her man? If you were transferring, if we're changing fate, why does it make more sense for Eunho? Is it because Soomin messed that up for her in high school and now she's getting a second chance with him? Why does he feel like he's only a facilitator? Why does he feel like he was sent back in time to just help this girl? How does that make sense? Because if the daddy asked him, if you had a second chance, would you go after this girl? And he told her yes. And now he's currently doing the opposite.
Question. Scenario, okay?
True.
What if... Okay, so I think Eunho is an incredibly wasted character.
Truly.
I feel like...
And Jihyuk needs to get out of his job.
I really wish that the writers had Jiwon interact with Eunho more, because I think that would have raised the stakes. Like, what if they were actually kind of like there needed to be an actual
because
triangle,
Jiwon
like
isn't
love
doing-
triangle. Exactly.
Jiwon isn't doing anything
Right.
with him. He's not actually a second lead.
It is literally like she's using him as a device to understand. Like, she only used him to get the Soomin letter, right?
Yeah.
She's just using him right now at this point. It would have been a lot better if they actually had a connection, causing Jihyuk to
have to do something.
Right. And then let's say that they were actually fighting, right? And then Jihyuk understands that he needs to transfer his fate to someone else. What if Jihyuk was evil and try to transfer it to Eunho? How would have that worked?
Well, I think, or it wasn't that it was evil. It was, this is what has to happen. Because he could have transferred his fate to, I don't know, the weird manager that makes no sense. Like, we have to transfer it to somebody, but he's too good of a person.
And technically, if they transferred it to Eunho, it would have made sense, because Jihyuk's role in 2023, right, is the silent protector, right? Then the person who never gets with her, right? So why can't that could be Eunho. Eunho
Yes.
could be the person that she never gets with. So let's just transfer it over.
But they're too nice. They're both nice guys.
Yeah.
And so we can't kill Eunho because he's too nice. Like, it's like he's making cheesecakes, he's showing up with flowers.
And then Eunho has another role later.
And Eunho has another role later.
but
right now,
that would have been wild.
Wild. But he has to give his fate to someone else. Now, we are planning the corporate retreat.
Yes. So there is going to be a really, really fun retreat for UNK marketing department.
Here's the thing. Something has to go down at the retreat.
Yes. Our offsites, my company's offsites, were wild.
I never worked any call centers don't do offsites because you have to be on a phone.
Yes. Well,
Otherwise, we'd have just been on a phone in cabins.
Yes. When I was at in tech, it was like the heyday of those crazy offsites, and truly, like, what were we doing? This is really cool because Hyun feels left out, right? She feels left out right now. Because she got kicked out of the project.
Oh,
because she was initially on the project, remember?
And because they had to bring in Min-hwan and Soomin.
Yeah, so her brother kicked her off. So they're like, so
which is what she was yelling about in the restaurant besides the goat milk.
Right. So then Jiwon's like, Jiwon makes a suggestion to Jooran, and she's like, hey, how about we give Hyun the project? She should organize the offsite. It's kind of cute. And she's like super excited. And they all get there, and it's adorable. Like, it's the cutest little campsite ever. They have like a really like adorable RV set, like camper setup. They have these really cute. Also, those tents looked adorable. Like, I wouldn't mind tenting. You know, they were acting as if it's like the worst thing in the world, but they were pretty cute.
Well, those other tents were pretty trash. And then just a sleeping bag.
Oh yeah, and they had the sleeping bag.
Just a sleeping bag.
So
it's an adult campsite. It's so cute. And
Hyun decides to gamify it, right? So she's like, we're going to do a treasure hunt competition on accommodations.
Which made me think of any time the Real Housewives go on a trip. Because somebody is always mad about their room.
Their housing,
so I can't remember which one was just like, it's a lottery. You pick a room out of a hat.
Yeah.
So you cannot be mad at me. Because sometimes they'd be shady with people's rooms.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like, nah, bitch, it's between you and God. Jiwon commits hard to the treasure hunt because she's just like, you can't do this stuff after you die.
And everyone's like, what? She's like,
nothing.
Everyone does.
Everyone does, yeah. And they're like, okay, girl. Minhwan reminds Jiwon that she's not good. He is starting to be uglier to her.
He is a little dick. He's a little dick.
Yeah.
He is just like, I don't know. It just, the immaturity comes out.
But it's like, she's catching strays out of nowhere.
I know.
Because at least when Soomin's being shady, it's, you understand the device behind it.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I'm feeling insecure, so I'm going to do a jab because I want Jiwon to remember that I'm the only one she has.
Yeah.
And she has these new friends, but bitch, it's been me and you since we were 15. Don't play in my face.
Yeah, but Min-hwan is just being straight up just rude.
It's just he's a mean man, and he does not like. It's like I saw a thing on TikTok, and it's like, if you want to know, like, if you don't know if someone's husband likes them, go on vacation. Because she was like, the number of times she's like, you're wondering why all these men are mean to their wives on vacation because they don't like them.
So Jiwon remembers what happened in the previous game, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I remember I got stuck with fourth place.
In a
Min-hwan got
sleeping bag on the ground.
And of course, Soomin won the camper flag number 1 because she used green sleeves.
And green sleeves, Mr. Kim brought her. And you know he did this because he probably thought he was going to be able to spend the night with her.
Exactly.
In that camper.
Exactly.
And I wanted him to cut to the next scene where she closed the door in his face and locked that door loud as shit.
So Jooran, Hyun, and another guy, they are in charge of hiding the flags, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then they come back and Soomin and Jiwon overhears
because
that they
Soomin grabs Jiwon and she's like, we're going to hide. Which, actually, good strategy because everybody ran off. And Soomin, being the little,
she's smart. Listen,
she's smart.
She's cunning. She's a little yo. She's smart.
So as the yo that she is, she was like, somebody's going to tell me something that I need to know.
Right. So she drags Jiwon with her. And then they overhear Hyun saying, oh, we planted the flag, the number 1 flag, in the lake. Okay. And then this is
because she's drying her hair.
Right. So Soomin. And this is where you get a little bit more of like Soomin's just like ability to just be
awful and manipulative,
right? So she's like, oh, she's like, if Greensleeves was here, I could have asked him to do it, but I can't use him, right? And then she's like, okay, then like, hey, can we ask Minhwan if he's willing to get it for me? Like, you know what I mean? So she's like using her brain.
She asked her if I can borrow your boyfriend.
Exactly. It's
but what she doesn't, she says, get it for me, not us, me. Because what she could have done is had Minhwan go get it, and then they all could have slept in the camper.
Yes.
Or her and at least Jiwon could have slept in the camper.
No, but she says for herself, right? And then she goes, she thinks that she should use, it's okay for her to use people to get her way. She tells her that. Right?
And she said, you should be doing the same thing.
Right.
Why aren't you? It's like, well, it makes perfect sense to me.
Right. And then this part was Soomin is wearing a very sparkly diamond necklace.
Well,
I remember they briefly pan on it, right? Mm-hmm. So then I clocked that and I was like, okay, this is interesting because Jiwon looks at it. Jiwon glances over at it. She's like, okay. And then Soomin's just basically like, you know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win. I will do whatever I want. Exactly.
And you can see that's what she's been doing the entire time.
Right.
So Soomin sees Minhwan sulking in the corner. And this is
because Min-hwan, of course,
so
loses right away.
So this is when you start seeing the rules of this game. So there's people in yellow, and there's people in yellow jackets, and there's people in red jackets.
Yes.
And you see that there's like these, I guess, name tags across the back.
Name tags in the back, which is a very common thing that they do in these Korean variety shows. It's like they play tag that way. You got to rip the sign, your name off, or the person's name off their backs.
And then you keep the name, or... So you can just see these are all the people that I got.
It just basically says like, oh, you're out.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you can't lie because you literally don't have your name tag.
Yeah.
So he's sulking in the corner because the way that they pull, it's so disrespectful. He got knocked to the ground.
And they're like,
and it's with such force, you get pulled up when they're yanking it off and then drop back down to the ground. So it gets yanked off of him. And now he's sulking because now he's like number 5.
Yeah.
And so Soomin sees him and she's like, she has nothing in her hands. So she's like, I need something. And so she goes, she wants to get like at least, because it's like, it's almost like I can trade up or something, right? Like that guy that went from like the paperclip to the house. And she is like, oh, I need something to talk to him. What can I do? And then you see this thorny tree. And then and then the next scene, she has blood on her arm.
She's like, like you hear her.
And I'm like, why that part of your arm? I guess that's the place that you're the lead. I don't know.
She got hit, like she got scratched by little brambles or whatever.
And she's like, I got scratched. And I was like, okay, well, what's he supposed to do? And then she licks her arm with the sexy music. And I was like, what the is this?
So disgusting.
It was so, I mean, we've all licked a cut before. But then she was like, it's okay. And he's like, oh, we need to go get this clean. She's like, it's okay. I spit on it. And you're like,
so,
all right, I gotta go. I'm done. I'm done.
When I was little, when I would get a cut, he would always be like, "It's okay." He's like, "Just put your saliva on it, put your chim on it." So he would just make me do that. He's like, "It'll be fine. It'll take care of it."
That's what he used to tell us as a kid. Just lick it. Which I don't think the saliva is a coagulant. Why did they tell us to do this?
I don't know. So she's like,
okay, I thought this was just like. I don't know if I thought it was an American thing or just like a black thing.
No, it's a Korean thing.
So all over the world, our parents just have us going, oh, you cut yourself, lick it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, lick it, you'll be fine. He says, he doesn't say lick it. My dad would just be like, just put your saliva on it. So I'd be like,
right.
Chimucha. That's what it is. Chim is saliva. Chimucha. Put it on.
See, okay, I don't like, would they tell us to lick it? It's just like, because it wouldn't be.
But the way she fucking licked her arm, it was so gross. I was just like, ugh. Very sexual.
It was
I
like,
was just like, how is that sexy?
Jiwon and Jihyuk run into each other.
Because they run into each other a lot.
Now remember,
at this camp, they run each other a lot.
But remember when they were talking about the camp before, they were saying he didn't come. In a previous scene, they talk about that he didn't go to the camp.
Oh, this is his first year coming back. I missed that. Okay.
So he's there, but you know why he's there? Because he's there to help with the cunning plan.
Yeah.
So they run into each other.
Yeah. And then Jiwon's just kind of like, Jiwon asks him for his help. She's like, hey, I'm hoping you could help me with something. So Jihyuk perks. He's like, what do you need? Do you need a flag? Like, do you need me to, I'm here for you. I'll physically do whatever it takes.
Whatever you need me to do.
She's like, I just need you to listen to me. Like, I need someone, like, you and I understand. We know each other's secrets. I just need to be able to talk to someone about this. And that's what I need for you to do.
Right.
I want to do things, though, like getting the flag or like executing my plan. I want to do that on my own. Like, I need to do that on my own.
Which I thought was crazy because she did so much. She did everything on her own.
Yeah. And she's like telling him, she's like, I need to do this on my own. And I kind of do, again, I like this part because I feel like and I don't think she's doing this in like a mean way or anything, but like she's setting a boundary because she really, really feels like in this lifetime, this new version in new 2013, she needs to do things for herself.
Because she wants to be happy. She's like, I want to do things for me. Because like when he asked her, who'd you get this makeover for? And she was like, me.
Yeah.
Who are you doing this for? And it's for me.
Exactly.
And I think it's a good lesson for everybody because there's so many times that we do things for other people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those people don't appreciate it or can't see what you did for them. So it makes sense to just be like, I want to do this
for me. Right.
He wants to help her. He wants to be useful to her because he's already decided that they can't be together and hasn't asked her.
And then what does he do? He's
anything. And he's like, I'm here to help because he saw the heart on the money. And he's like, look, your dad sent me. And she was like, and he's like, I'm your allowance. Your dad sent me to help you. And then she goes, you know, I don't have to spend my allowance.
Yeah, you don't always have to spend your allowance. You could save it. You could save your allowance. I love this part, actually. It's really cute.
Honestly, I've never seen a woman make somebody swoon.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was swooning.
It's very swoony, yeah.
Because it almost seemed like a line that he would say. Where it's like, you don't have to spend your allowance. And she's like, I want my allowance. And this almost made me like tear up. She's like, I want to talk to my allowance. I want my allowance to be happy. Is there anything you want in your second life?
Yeah, she asks him because she's like, you're only concerned about me, right? The entire time he's only been concerned with her. It's like, what do you want?
Her.
But he's like, no, but I'm gonna die.
He should have just said it. He should have said, I want to punt.
I mean, at this point, I think she knows.
He should have said, I want to punt Eunho like a football. I want to kick him out. I want to throw him out of a room like Jazz on the Fresh Prince. He should have told her, what do you want? And he should have been like, ma'am, you. But like she has to know that.
She knows.
She has to know that. So he disappears.
So he like walks away and he's going to let her, I guess, you know, her plan right now is she's going to get the flag, the first
she heard
flag.
it's in the lake and she's in a whole new outfit.
Okay. I just have to say this.
With the hat on.
Going in the water, fully clothed, like jacket, hat, pants. I was like, of course you're going to drown.
And then it cuts to Jooran and Hyun having a conversation. And she's like, oh, no one should go in the water because of the moss.
Yeah, we're going to kill these people. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
Now, I can tell you that moss is not a fucking joke. Have you ever been in Barton Springs in Austin?
No.
So it's a natural spring that somebody put like a swimming pool on like 3 sides.
Yeah.
And then just open the west of it's a very interesting thing. And so if you're in there, there's parts where there's like moss on the rocks. Girl, it's a slip. There's no way you can stand up.
Yeah,
you're
you gotta
done.
be careful.
But she's like, oh, they just told us that some places is deeper than 2 meters. Isn't 2 meters 6 feet anyway?
I don't know.
2 meters is like 6 feet because a meter is like almost like a yard. So she's already too short.
She's too short.
She might be 5'4". So even if it's 6, she can't swim.
Well, apparently she can't swim because she gets in and she's like, boo. Like she's like, and then of course,
tall man, because he hears this and goes,
he starts running and then he pulls her out.
Right.
And then he's like screaming at her, being like, you need to be careful. Like, what are you thinking? I told you that I would help you. Like, this is what you need me to do. I could have gotten this for you.
And she's like, I can't. What are you
and
talking about?
She was just like, it's because I'm not Soomin. She's wrong and I'm right. I'm not going to live like her. This is the right thing to do. This is what Kang Ji-won would do. Like, I'm going to do it my way.
But sometimes you have conversations with people and they're like, they're wrong, and I'm right. And you're dealing with a truly mean person.
Yeah.
And you are right. But just because you are right doesn't mean that you should be doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
As in, you can still ask for help when there's you can still ask for help in certain situations and still not be Soomin. You can still not be taking advantage. Asking for help doesn't mean you're taking advantage.
Yeah.
It means you're asking for help. And so he grabs her by the face.
Oh, this moment I was like, is it gonna happen?
And then I was waiting to see.
I was like, oh.
But here's the thing. When he grabbed her by the face, I was like, cut to the shore, cut to the shore, cut to the shore. Who's watching? Who can see? And honestly, as much as like the drama lover in me wanted them to cut to the shore to see who is watching, but the person in me was like, I'm glad they're having this moment.
I wanted them to kiss so badly.
So bad. But he's like, he says, I want to be solid land. Because you just asked Eunho if he could do that. You remember the conversation. She doesn't because she was drunk as a skunk. And so she's not going to remember that. And so for all this time, he's remembering this. And it's just like, I want to be solid land. It's like, what? Oh my God. Let him help you. Let him love you. So it's like you asked the allowance what it wanted. And the allowance just told you what it wanted. But it did it in the most cryptic way that now she's probably going to wonder what he said and what this means. So
it ends,
right? So here's my question.
Yes.
What do you think he's going to do next? Because he didn't answer the what do you want? What does my allowance want? He didn't answer it. But then he just said he wants to be solid land for her. So now, do you think he realizes what he's doing? Where he's basically doing, like he's stepping forward and stepping back and stepping forward and stepping back. Do you think he realizes he knows what he's doing with her?
I think this episode is Jihyuk really accepting his fate almost.
So he thinks his fate is.
That's what I'm saying. He's accepting this like idea that he's going to die regardless. And it's him processing that. So what we're seeing is him, as you're saying, it's going back and forth of like, I want to help her. I want to love her, but I can only help her
because I'm going to die. Even though pay attention.
Yes.
You're supposed to be smart, sir.
So I just think but I think the turning point though is when he stops drinking. Do you remember when he tells Eunho that I'm going to stop drinking now? Because I kind of like, I think at that point he kind of wrapped it up. He was like, you know what? This is what I came here to do. I'm just going to focus on the task at hand.
Well, because the drinking was the mourning period. The drinking was him mourning that he's not going to be in love with her.
Yes.
That he's not going to have a relationship with her.
Yeah.
And so he's decided, it's like, okay, he's decided that he's going to die in 10 years.
Yeah.
So he can't have this relationship with her.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, if I can't have the relationship, then maybe I'm back just to help her.
Right.
And we'll see what's going on.
And then I think at this point, do you think that Jiwon... I don't know. I think this is the point when Jiwon starts really liking him, right? I think the discovery of her dad, or him saying, your dad sent me here. I think this for her is like, oh,
my dad sent him.
So this must mean something. So I think this probably is the point where she allows herself to start liking him. This was a good episode.
This is good.
Actually, our conversation about it, like this recapping, is helping me understand it a little bit more. Because I think there's a lot more meaning behind it, a lot of nuances. Because at first, though, honestly, I was like, it just felt... It felt forced, some of the stuff. Like the Eunho stuff was definitely forced. Him just like, I was like, why is Jihyuk constantly seeing him? Like, why
Get out of this man's job.
But again, talking about it, I understand basically what they're making us do as the viewer is go on that like back and forth journey with Jihyuk to kind of understand exactly what he's thinking in his mindset. So this is why I get it now. But yeah. But again, it sets everything up for the next episode. It's setting it up for the next couple episodes, things to happen. You mentioned, or there's the mention of Woyura, the fiance, right? You have her because she plays a big role.
Old girl is wild.
Right. You have Seokjun and Jooran. So you have more side characters. And then, and then what else? And then we'll see what happens to Min-hwan and Soomin.
And Eunho.
And more.
We'll see if that man shows up at his job again. So we're going to be back next Wednesday to chase the 8th episode of Marry My Husband. And so what do you think of our pod? You know, what do you think of the show, Marry My Husband? Submit your questions, thoughts, prayers, rants, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you directly. We also want to give you some love. And thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And show us some love. And subscribe, review, rate, or follow us on the Apple, the Spotify's, YouTube, or wherever you're tuning in. Also, be sure to follow us at Chasing K-Dramas on Instagram and TikTok. We're at over 10,000 followers on both.
Yes.
So thank y'all so much.
11,000 on Instagram.
Shut up.
11,000 on Instagram.
Listen.
TikTok was like 10 point something.
On the rise, baby. On the rise. Mm-hmm. You're asking me what's my rising?
That's your rising.
This is my rising. Chasing K-Dramas. I'm a Cancer with Chasing K-Drama rising.
Sorry. And then we should also talk about the live show.
Yes.
Right? So we have a live show coming up on September 1st.
September 1st on Monday, September 1st at the Hollywood Improv. And what time is it?
7:30.
7:30. The tickets are already on sale. You can go to the Hollywood Improv, and we're going to have the link to the tickets in the bio on all of our socials and on YouTube.
Yes.
And so tell your favorite Korean drama addicts about us. Thank you for listening and watching, and we'll see you for the next K-Drama Chase.
Saranghae! Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.